Hi, I'm Susan Hwang. I forgot about this part. I forgot about this, the video where you talk about your week, but all of a sudden my cat got really excited. Hi, Trout. Trout, he was staring at me, kind of a little creepily while I started this. He got excited. Okay. So it was an interesting week. It was really interesting. I started the Bushwick Book Club, and that is a performance series that provides its own parameters for the shows. Sort of, in the way that the Acoustic-Guitar-Project also provides parameters. And with our show, I'm used to the parameters of a given source material being the selected book and also the deadline of the show. That's pretty much it. That's enough parameters for me. With this, further being confined to not just the source material, and in this case being the book by Patti Smith, Year of the Monkey, chosen by Noah. In addition to the book, now it's like there's this week where you're doing the songwriting and also the instrument, and not just even the kind of instrument, but the instrument itself, the one guitar that's passed around. So not being a guitar player, that's extra interesting. I wasn't sure what a song on a guitar would sound like for me. I chose to play mostly singular notes, but as I was exploring the guitar itself, it was just fun to be like, oh, you can do this with the guitar and you can do that. And that in and of itself was interesting. It was really fun. And I spent most of my first days just doing that, just discovering the sounds that the guitar could make. I know I'm switching angles here, but that's just because the guitar is here and it's easier to access this way. So this is one of my favorite things that a guitar does. That's so cool. I should have used that in my song, and maybe I'll use it in the final performance. I love the rhythmicness of the guitar, and I love those, what do you call these? Harmonics you can play. So cool. I like the percussiveness of the guitar. So cool. But my song ended up being this kind of meandering, one-notey, or one note on a string plucked, or whatever, picked thing. And it's not my usual kind of song, gotta say. My MO, I have a lot of blues background, and you would think that I would learn to play a blues on a guitar. I can, a little bit, but I think it was partly influenced by the chapter of the book that I was sort of guided or directed towards for songwriting. That chapter is called Intermission in Year of the Monkey by Patti Smith. And in that chapter, she's talking about this break she takes, this short trip she decides to take just to get away from her normal life and her normal thoughts and stresses. And she goes to Lisbon to speak at a conference. As she's going there, she talks about other kinds of short little breaks or intermissions. Some literal intermissions, like within performances, where she discovers this back room and it has the costumes that Maria Callas wore in the film Medea. She talks about that, and it brings in the idea of garments. Let's try it again. Okay, he was getting creepy and insistent. It talks about garments. She talks about the writer Pessoa and his particular garments, and it makes you think about garments, like costumes, clothes we put on for as a part of how we are living within this interim, within this intermission, and how the idea of this limited space of time, the limitation of this short defined length of time, frees us in certain ways to just exist and fill blank pages of a book sitting at a cafe. It frees us to write a song on an instrument you've never played before. It'll free us to create. And the idea that limitations are freeing, I've been thinking about that for a long time, really ever since I started Bushwick Book Club, because I felt myself as a songwriter the freedom within those limitations, and then sharing that with other songwriters, they have expressed much the same thing. All of a sudden it's like, if you don't have the, anyway, I won't go into that much more detail about it, but look, Trout has decided to sit behind me. So clever. So thank you for that opportunity to experience the limitation of the Acoustic Guitar Project's guitar. And I did feel like perhaps it was partly the energy of the guitar and how many people have put such intense focus and creativity. And to me, focus and creativity, it's a form of love. So like all the love that's gone into this guitar, I feel like that perhaps assisted my songwriting too. I should experiment and see if I can write songs in a week on other instruments, whether it's easier or harder. This one, honestly, it felt like, you know how they say, if you give birth to a number of children, all like the later ones, the first one's hard, and then it's like by the time you have your seventh one, it's like, just like it flies right out. And it felt a little bit like that with this guitar. I was playing around with stuff maybe for about a night, and then I tell you, the next day it was just like, pling! I'm like, oh, there's something. Not the complete thing, but there's something. And it's been fun. It's been fun. Okay, so I'm going to sign this now. Noah, I'm really sorry I lost the paint pen. I'm going to blame it on Don Ralph. He was here the other day and he was signing it, and then, you know, I don't know where he put the pen. But I do have Sharpies, and I happen to have this glow-in-the-dark pen. So I thought I would sign it with this glow-in-the-dark paint pen, and there isn't much room left on the body of the guitar, so I think I'm going to sign it on this lovely head. I'm going to sign the head. Is that all right, head? Head. Is that okay if I sign you on that? Is that all right? Okay, I think they're okay with that. So, oh, here we go. Can you see that? All right. All right. I guess that's something. Oh, it's gonna drip all funny. Oh my God. That doesn't even, it looks like a smudge. I'm sorry. Anyway, there it is. All right. Thanks for having me included in this great project. And I will see you next week for the live performance. Bye. Okay. In my meandering explanation video, I forgot to explain what I thought the connection was between the meanderingness of my resulting song and the book and that chapter Intermission, because she was talking about getting lost in that book and how Lisbon is good for getting lost in. And her thoughts meander in that chapter, and these different elements keep coming back together and connecting without, you know, like a traditional verse chorus structure. And I just also, so that's partly why I thought my song came out in this meandering way instead of a straight 1-4-5 blues or something. And I wanted to let you know that Trout is also enjoying his last moments on this case. I'm about to hand off the guitar to the next songwriter, Barbara Endies, who is, it's great songwriter, guitar player, an actual guitar player. It's so good. Her band is Girls on Grass. I just saw them play last night. It was great. Great, I tell you. Trout and I thank you for the Acoustic Guitar-Project. Right, Trout? Right? You like guitar cases. You like rehearsals. You like it. You like it. You like it. Say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye.